fans in YouTube, it's Gabriel Reyes. Welcome to my first Halloween special review of pretty much reviewing any Halloween specials of TV shows or movies for this month and beyond. As you guys can tell from the title of this video, I'm actually going to be reviewing the Simpsons Halloween Special, the first one. Alright, now guaranteed that I've been watching the Treehouse of Horrors like constantly for like the past week or two, and you know, it's just to prepare myself for Halloween. Anyway, it was back in 1990 that the Simpsons like first Halloween special aired. My god, it's 1990, can you believe that? So as I said, it was their first Halloween special, and from that first episode and 30 years later, they're still doing the Halloween specials. And man, I have to tell you, from the first episode, from the first Halloween special, they've really upped their game on, you know, spoofing and parodying so many like books, television shows, and movies, you know, with fantasy, horror, and all that. So it's just amazing how far that they've come. So in the three segments of the special, you have the first segment, which was the haunted house that the Simpsons moved into, and I thought that for that segment, that was a really interesting segment because the house, you know, being the haunting house, and not to mention the voice within that house, definitely gave really creepiness to the whole family. And I like the fact that towards the end of that segment, the fact that he was getting all the family to murder each other, and when Marge saw everybody in the room with a knife or something, they all just drop it. And then when they all decide to, or when they all start arguing on the fact, you know, whether they should stay or not. And I love the fact that Lisa goes into the basement and reveals that the house was built on top of an Indian burial ground, which explains all of the poltergeists and hauntings and everything. Why would you build a house over a graveyard knowing that it's gonna get haunted? Oh god, that one is just too funny. And I like the fact how the haunted house is arguing with some of the family members, including Marge. And even Marge straight up told the house, saying that we're all gonna stay here and we're all gonna live together. And the fact that the house asks them to step out and have it think for a little bit to decide if it wants to stay with the Simpsons or not, it ends up committing suicide. It just evaporates into a little black hole and then choosing to not live with the Simpsons and rather die instead. I thought that is an interesting segment. The second segment of this Halloween special was when the Simpsons were abducted by Kane and Kodos. Now this was the first appearance of Kane and Kodos, and from this episode they would go on to make almost every single appearance in the Treehouse of Horror specials. And as the segment goes on, they pretty much they keep on feeding the Simpsons like a lot of food, just so they can fatten them up so they can cook them. Although Lisa did find a book saying how to cook 40 humans, but of course there was always space dust. They always cleared it to make sure to let her know that they were how to cook for 40 humans. And I love how they interpreted so much that they thought they were going to eat them, whether they were or not, and then they just take them back home. God, just King Coders are just so misunderstood half the time. And I love those aliens so much. They're hilarious, especially their drool animation. That's just cool. Now for the third and final segment of the episode is when Lisa tells, you know, when she tells the story of the Raven. And this segment definitely gets to a lot of people, really, about literature and everything. Like, everybody knows about the Raven. And I love the fact that throughout this whole episode, James Earl Jones was actually a guest star in this episode. And the fact that he was narrating, you know, the bits and pieces of the Raven. My God, James Earl Jones, his voice. He has such a deep, smooth voice, especially when he's narrating the Raven. Man, he just defines it so much. And of course, towards the end of this third segment, which is pretty much the end of the episode, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie that were telling these stories within the treehouse, they just, they decide that it's already close to bedtime. They go to bed. Pretty much not knowing that Homer was there on the side of the treehouse listening to them, and he's just like scared. He's like scared to hell. And then right towards the end, right before the credits, you see Marge and Homer going to bed, and Homer is like so scared that he asks Marge to leave the light on. And of course she doesn't. She turns it off. Homer looks outside and he sees the Raven, the Bart as the Raven, fly away, and then he just goes like, I hate Halloween. And then right when you see like the credits saying developed by, executive produced by, everybody from the people and everything, that it's all in like blood titles. Like, man, that was just so cool. And then when you watch the credits, it plays, the Simpsons theme is playing, but it's playing in a Halloween, like like a very scary Halloween themed piano type. And that's a really cool thing. So definitely one of my favorite things about this episode definitely had to be the second segment of this episode, in which, we get to meet Kang and Kodos. And the fact that James Earl Jones was in this episode. He voiced the mover in the first segment. He voiced the third alien in the second segment with Kang and Kodos, and he was narrating the Raven. So I applaud James Earl Jones because, again, his voice is just magnificent, and it was perfect for narrating the Raven. So again, I just loved it. I love his voice. I love this episode, the Simpsons first Halloween special. I just love it so much. So to all you guys out there, all you Simpson fans, Reyes fans, everybody on YouTube, go watch the Simpsons Halloween Special, the first one, because you know that this is the original Halloween special. This is the one that started the whole Treehouse of Horror series and everything. Just go watch it. Alright, you guys, so that was my review of the Simpsons Halloween Special. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell as well, so you know when my next video will be coming up. And also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you guys can get all the updates of everything that's happening. Alright guys, I'm Gabriel, I am out. I'll see you in the next video for anything that's Halloween throughout this whole month.